Good morning. Welcome to the Art of the Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me for this daily message. I am reading from The Journey by Allison, Filice. Great deck here. And I think I'm going to draw a crystal card first today. So we're working with the Crystal Oracle, which is a lot of fun. Oh, I had a card that stuck there, which may be relevant. I feel like it is, so we're going to bring that out right now. And then I have this beautiful angel number oracle as well. So we're going with a lot of raw crystals today, and I'm working with things that and this is the Thoth tarot deck. It's a very old deck, which I'm excited to use. So, so let's dive into what we have. What I wanted to do is use things this week that were very accessible to everyone, like the crystals and the numbers and the understanding of where you are in your journey, rather than, it's a little bit more complicated with Thoth. But I wanted you to be able to relate in your own world some things that you could do, because what I heard in this daily message is that there's a great purging, and there needs to be a purging within us as well. So the purging is like as above, so below. So we are going to see the planet as it purges. And I was seeing like volcanoes erupting. But I was also hearing that there had been, I don't know if this is true, this is just what popped into my mind, but that there is forces that are trying to stop the natural flow or the natural release of the energies within the planet. So certain areas don't go off, which reroutes it to other areas, and they're becoming more susceptible. And it's throwing this imbalance into our world, which cannot be. It's like you can't manipulate something as forceful as what needs to happen for release. So that's kind of what I was hearing, is that there's a great purging, and I can literally see like the removal of shackles, so to speak. But it also relates to our world and what we're experiencing. And I'm going to go to amethyst. I have lots of amethyst here. I can bring in any number of pieces of amethyst. I'm literally like looking everywhere I have amethyst. But so this is amethyst with some crystal quartz on it. And amethyst is a calming card. And the color itself can be related to the crown chakra or the third eye chakra, but it's around higher wisdom and awareness and ease and grace in the space that you're in. Let's go to the guidebook. What opened right up to amethyst, and it says spirituality, positive transformation, and meditation. And when I was seeing this purging, and then the whatever forces are rerouting the energies, so but I was feeling like whatever has been in the past, whatever has been manipulating us or manipulating the planet or anything, that it's over. And it says here that it's a time for a profound change, a time of positive transformation, which will have a lasting impact on every area of your life and to some degree on those around you. Well, that's inevitable. When you change in a big way, it would be inevitable that when you have a great change, or that it would affect your relationships around you. And the same thing with the planet. When there's a great change, you will feel it. It says that you're being urged to embrace your shadow side, take inventory of all those aspects of yourself that you have been afraid to show the world because you perceive them as bad. Meditate on the qualities, acknowledge and see how they have been serving you, and then release them. When you realize that everything serves a purpose, there's no need to deny anything that has been going on in your life. there are aspects of yourself that are just wanting more coherence. Okay, well, I kind of feel like that, like I don't need to shuffle anymore. That is the what is meant to come in. So let's ask for a number. So I love working with this deck. It gives us a new perspective. Plus it feels yummy, right? I love the colors that are created. I guess it's kind of working together with this amethyst. So what number in relationship to this day is has a message? I feel like these two right here. Okay. So I love where we're going here because we're staying with this purple energy. And the interesting thing is I put all of these really earthy rocks, and I wanted things in their natural form. This is the only one that's not in its natural form. And well, this one now it is polished, right? Is because these just kind of have the aspects without being polished. And I love that. So, okay, so let's go to 444. We have protection and we have passion. Well, that's two interesting combinations, right? And as I mentioned when we first started with the oracles this week, the amplification of the number by adding to it creates like a more profound movement, or is much more important for us to look at. Now, we all want protection in our world and in our life, and fours represent the balancing or the creating balance or stability in your life on some way, which was, this card was saying, you know, it's okay to have things in your world that maybe you're not quite, you know, proud of. There are aspects that you went through that created the change and created the growth that you needed, which is where you are right now. So this one says achievement. It's about achievement and success. And the affirmation is what is meant for me will find its way to me. I really like that, because there have certainly been things in my world that I have thought I should already have by now, and they're not here. So it's what it's saying is that we're at this space right now where this great purging, this coming back into balance is happening. And now it's time for that to happen in our world as well. Like, what have you been doing? It's almost like the karmic tipping point is happening. And that's why the earth is purging and coming back into herself. And that is why we have this opportunity for the same thing happening with us right now. It's like we're coming into balance, and what was meant for us is coming into be. It says, get ready to bask in the sweet, abundant glow of success. I love that. Okay, so that's a wonderful start. Oh, I forgot to look at passion. So let's go to passion. Okay, and that came in. It says, so I think that what's happening here is that these aspects, and what I was seeing in my meditation is like these aspects are coming to be. We are releasing the stronghold or the forces that have been held us into a space that have controlled our energy levels, and controlled in the way of like directing how our energy has been utilized or not for us, right? And how others have been able to, like the redirecting of what I was seeing on the planet, our own energy has been used that way, meaning that it's been pushed into certain areas that are more acceptable and out of areas that are not as acceptable. And you can see it over the last 100 years. We have literally gotten away from the natural elements and gone into all electronics, all brain-based, away from heart-based and into mind and thinking. So that is us being pushed and manipulated into a space of more and more control, which is ending. And that's why this 444 with protection and the amethyst is coming out to amplify this higher level of awareness. So the passion card is saying that it's bringing us back into the belief in ourself and life again, right? As we see so many crazy things happening that don't relate to us, it's hard to believe that there is going to be, beauty and love in the world for us, 30 years from now. But this is saying that everything is going on right now. It literally says your life is happening like right now. It's time to stop going through motions and live, really truly live into this moment. So yeah, you're the only one who can take the actions that bring you closer to the life you're dreaming of. So it's asking us to kind of step into the person we were meant to be, which I think was part of what was going on. It's funny because I didn't see that from, okay, we have 3 cards here that I didn't see that from passion, because when I think of passion, and this feels very soft, so it doesn't feel like a fiery energy. It feels like, you know, you're going to go outside and pick flowers in the field, but it's about, I feel like, things getting simpler and easier. That's what I'm getting, and allowing us to step more into our passion. Okay, so we have change, higher self, and growing. We're part of yesterday's message, and it's come back yet again today. So I'm going to move everything down so we can keep it right here on the top. And because I like the Thoth, it's a very powerful deck, the tarot deck that's coming in. And I feel like it needs, it's like a foundation here for us. So, all right. So as in yesterday, it was about stepping into who we truly are, which is what I was also feeling from this, you know, passion card, and growing, like our sun, our light. This is about growing our inner light, the planetary light, all shifting and growing into this higher and higher awareness. And I feel like this change card is literally like, do you see what's happening here? Like these 2 colors are very similar, this pink and this like pale orange, which is exactly what's going on here, is that there's a softening in what is happening and allowing us to change and grow into the light that we truly are. But at the same time, it's like there are going to be some major shifts and purging that are happening. But I feel like if you're watching this channel, that it's telling us that these are great shifts and changes, but they're not. I think it's going to be hard for some people more than others. It's going to be harder for some than others, which is true for everything, right? And so I feel like this softening that's kind of right here, creating this change, is that for some people, you're just going to naturally flow into the space. For other people, there could be a major shift or something that happens that creates that sudden change. Let's go to the change card and see what it has to say. It's about flowing, which was really what I think this one is. It says, as you deepen your connection to your true self, which was what yesterday was talking about, you'll be able to find your center, come what may. So it's talking again about this, you know, this change, this shift. But that is part of what I was hearing, is like the importance of really kind of grounding into who you are, the protection that we need. And that's what was interesting about this purple energy that came out here before everything else. It was really setting the foundation, which is what we saw yesterday, is that we were getting that like a foundation for what was going to happen. And this is saying, yes, the foundation has been created. Protection is there for you. There's a natural flow into like what life was meant to be, the growth, the passion, the expansion of where our light energy is going, because we're changing. There's like, I'm seeing like you know, a wheel of a ship, you know how you turn it around. But I feel like it's also, if you've watched any of these movies, like there's a click, 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 and something is clicking into place in a different way, creating the shift and change that is allowing us to see that we have been slightly manipulated and twisted around, but now it's time for us to grow into the awareness of what we were meant to do here and who we truly are. So with that being said, can we get final messages here from Thoth? In interference with card number 8. So what's interesting is this color combination is a combination of both of these. And 8 is like infinity, right? There is ebb and flow, like the card was talking about, changing and going back and forth. And the Eight of Swords is that time when there's a lot of stuff coming in mentally, a lot of ideas. And so I think it's part of what I was hearing is like to turn off some of the media and some of the social outside influences and really kind of lessen the interference that is trying to manipulate and stay in our world. Yeah, this is the Hierophant card. So this is a major arcana. The Hierophant is about higher wisdom and learning. And a lot of times it has to do with manly awareness. But really what I'm hearing and seeing is like with this star, there's a man in the middle of this star. This is a very interesting card. And he's holding the key and he's pointing down to the earth. And he's got all of these elements, right, that have great meaning. The elephant, right, this deep wisdom of the elephant and the higher beings. And I feel like part of it is related to different astrological things, because there is, what's hard to see here is there's actually a star here. You can see like the big star here, and then there's a little star here, and there's a key here. There's the divine feminine here, and then there's a smiling. There's like I feel like what it's saying is that there's elements that have been at play, that have been kind of manipulating, and all these different things were. This isn't a sad card. This is probably the happiest Hierophant that I've ever seen. And this shows, I think the ram here, right? The energy of movement, moving forward into this new time. And again, we have kind of this soft pinky orange energy, which we were feeling here. And it's also in here on some way, like that energy, like on the crystal that we had yesterday, the tiger eye, and where I was saying what it was feeling like is there is light in between the layers that's coming out. And that's what all of this is like, even in between the overthink and the interference that's trying to come in, there's a light that's cracking through and showing it for what it is. That's what I feel like all of this is about, is that we are divinely protected and held, because this moment was meant to be. It was like etched in time, right? Etched in like codes in the matrix of whatever we've been living. And that's where we are right now. It's all changing. The 5 is about change, and the Hierophant is about higher wisdom. So something is coming in to show us and to help purge and to help release. Not only, okay, that one I guess is coming out, the moon. I love that. And I think these 2 cards on the top. So, right. So the moon is like an unseen aspect of something coming forward. And it's a great divine feminine. And I feel like this all speaks to the divine feminine energy. It's almost like we have it here as well. It's this central womb-like energy that is in the womb space. Everything is dark, and there's a great light that is held within, which is what that feels like it is here. Almost like the inception point of when you have a child, you have this moment where life is beginning to grow, and then inevitably it ends up coming into being. So as you can see, there's like Thoth is here, right? And there at the gates, I feel like opening up to this new element that has been unseen. And let's see what these, oh, wow, this is beautiful. Okay, so this is the, okay, it says it's the 14. So this is another major arcana about, and it says art, and then we have oppression. So this is really interesting, that in between all these major shifts here, we have interference and oppression, which is 8 and 10. This is the wands, and this is the swords. This is saying that there has been interference, and there's cracks opening so the light can come in. The oppression, this is these 2 swords, which are kind of breaking the the level really of oppression that has been here. When the 10 comes out, it's the ending of some sort of cycle, some sort of something that has been plaguing us for a very long time. And then we have the 5 and the 18 and then the 14. So I'm going to go into the guidebook and see what is the 14 art. Oh, it's temperance. Oh, I love that. Okay, so that's what this is saying that it's balancing this this feeling of oppression. And again, we have this very soft kind of purpley, this soft kind of orangey pinky energy coming in, because I feel like there's a great softness that is coming into our world. And I apologize, this is a little bit of a longer reading. So this art card it's also speaks of balance and alchemy with the fire and the air. And we have fire and air in this reading here, right here at the end. And all of this transformation that is meant to be is being held. There's a center here in the moon, which is bringing all these divine aspects. And this card here relates to the combination of forces. It says in the guidebook, action based on accurate calculation, the way of escape, success after maneuvers. So what this is saying is, so we have been in this space and time where we have been manipulated to some degree through this interference and oppression. And now this major shift that is happening right now is coming through to shake up. So this here, the Taurus, the bull on the card here, it says here the reference in this card is to Taurus, the bull, and to the elephant. And it's interesting because those are the two things that stuck out on this card for me. Let's see what it says. The 4 masks are the guardians of every mystery, culminating in the grand mystery of the night uniting of microcosm and macrocosm, as above, so below. And I said that he felt like he was very happy, not very happy, but it was a pleasant card. Like his face, like there's a clicking and a changing, and everything is as it was meant to be. And this is Venus here, is what it's saying. And then the wand with its interlaced ring shows the 3 eons of Isis, Osiris, and Horus. So there's a great shifting that is going on right now, and it's a purging of the planet and releasing of whatever has been manipulating and creating the interference on the planet and within our own world, because we are part of the planet. So the illusion and deception which is held here, I feel like, because what we're seeing is it's almost like the darkness has been held aside and something has been keeping, like when I was saying that I was seeing a manipulation of the energy, that's almost what these rings feel like down here on the bottom. Like there is something that has been holding something in place, and it's now going to release. And this says that we're at the brink of a really important change. So this is the sacred scarab and the beetle bearing the sun through the darkness of night. So we're on the edge of this great change. On the hills, these are the 2 towers that are now, I think, being held into space. Wow, so this is very interesting. I hope that you're enjoying this. I wasn't expecting, I don't know what I expect. I just asked for what we were meant to see. So this week, this day, there's something very powerful happening right now. So stay in your light, in the higher self, the wisdom. Know that this is change that was meant to be here, and that you are protected. If you need the balance and the calmness of the amethyst or purple energy, call that into your space, or go out and get something if you feel like you need to have something physical. This great shift is here and it's happening right now. So take care all, and I will see you tomorrow.